Elon Musk originally unveiled the distinctive Cybertruck in November of 2019, kicking off an almost exactly 4-year journey marked by anticipation and a large share of skepticism. Due to numerous delays, plenty of naysayers have gotten on board, doubting that the electric pickup truck would ever see the light of day. However, Tesla's new vehicle is a formidable contender, challenging industry norms and proving the naysayers wrong. Cybertruck is finally here, and first deliveries are imminent. And before we continue, stop using Yahoo Finance, stop using Google Finance, and have a look at our website, themarketisopen.com, where we have instant stock quotes and quarterly financial data going back up to 15 years, and it's all freely available. Elon Musk actually has an excellent track record of being able to execute and run the business extremely well. While Cybertruck has faced delays, drawing criticism from irrelevant media sources, during this time, Tesla has been hard at work, solidifying its lead and building up its new platforms. Under Elon Musk's leadership, the company had decided that focusing on the Model Y being built at all 4 of its major gigafactories worldwide was of utmost priority. It was important that Model Y ramp up at Giga's Berlin and Texas to become stable, as it makes little sense to move on to the next project without first finishing what was started. Model Y will likely go down as the best-selling car in the world this year, outselling the Toyota Corolla in unit volume, which has been one of the best-selling cars globally for decades, despite Model Y being roughly double the price. This is a huge milestone for EVs and has enabled Tesla to begin focusing its efforts on the next largest segment on the list, the highly lucrative pickup truck market. But 4 years ago, Tesla didn't actually have a location to build the Cybertruck. Its factories in the US were bursting at the seams and not exactly geared towards opening new production lines for a completely different product. It was also imperative that Cybertruck be built in the US, which is the world's largest pickup truck market. However, in recent years, Tesla has been able to construct the massive Giga Texas, which is designed from the ground up with Cybertruck in mind, unlike their other existing factories, which would have required a shoehorn methodology. Elon Musk has always said that the factory is the product. And now, after years in the making, the factory is finally ready to give Cybertruck plenty of room to scale, which would have been impossible without it. The other major revolution, which didn't exist 4 years ago, is the 4680 battery cell, which Tesla first announced in 2020, about a year after the Cybertruck was unveiled. It appears now that Tesla is aiming to launch its next generation 4680 cell, called the Cybercell, which will likely be featured in every Cybertruck. Senior Tesla VP Drew Baglino has been reporting for many quarters now on 4680's progress and how he's aiming to keep ahead of future Cybertruck production by continuing to boost 4680's cell output and reduce waste and scrap to continue cutting down the cost of goods sold for this internal product. On the third quarter conference call, Baglino stated that 20 million 4680 cells have already come off line 1. Line 2 is for the Cybercell, which will have a 10% increase in energy density, and this is achieved purely through process and mechanical design optimizations, meaning it's not a new battery chemistry. This quarter, Tesla will be applying these changes back into line 1, so that the only 4680 cells Giga Texas will be producing are Cybercells, and technically they can be used in the Model Y as well, meaning that fewer cells are needed per car, or they can increase the range, but most likely the former. This is all part of Tesla's Phase 1 initiative, which will occur over the next 3 months, as they also bring up their other 2 4680 battery lines. Next year, Tesla will be adding another 4 battery lines as part of Phase 2, which has already begun construction and is aimed at producing cells closer to the end of 2024, likely in time to help Cybertruck scale to much higher levels when this occurs. And so Tesla hasn't been sitting still over this 4-year time period. They've also made hundreds of tweaks to the Cybertruck design. It's now said to be the first truck ever that will have 4 doors, an over 6-foot bed, and will fit into a standard 20-foot garage. Astoundingly, 85% of the controllers within the vehicle will be made in-house, the most for any Tesla vehicle ever, enabling new features and functionality while over time potentially reducing costs by cutting out the middlemen. Elon Musk has said that Cybertruck is something special that comes along once in a while, alluding to the massive and worthwhile anticipation for this new product. Interestingly, competitors seem to be getting crushed even before Cybertruck starts its long production ramp-up. A few weeks ago, Mad Money host Jim Cramer stated that Tesla won't be able to sell 50,000 Cybertrucks, and this may be Ford's year. And more recently, an analyst from Jefferies made the shocking case that canceling the Cybertruck would be a positive for Tesla's stock. This reminds me of the 2018 timeframe when Model 3 came out and Elon was getting attacked by the no longer mainstream media. It was their last chance to try and destroy the company before Tesla became immensely profitable, and the electric vehicle trend would simply be irreversible with a mass-market vehicle. The same strategy seems like it's being used to discredit the Cybertruck in order to try and derail it. Cybertruck poses a massive threat to the US auto industry, which gets the bulk of its profits from pickup trucks. Surprisingly, Tesla told everyone 4 years ago what they were up to, but even with this knowledge, the competitors see the train coming but can't get out of the way. They've done little to nothing during this time because they thought Cybertruck was ugly, they thought it would never make it to market, they thought it had no demand, and they forgot to watch Blade Runner and Star Wars and Back to the Future, just some of the most popular movies that have a massive following which have inspired this new piece of technology. Elon Musk has confirmed that Tesla has over 1 million pre-orders for the Cybertruck, which is unheard of in the industry and in the history of vehicles. Of course, it will still be a bumpy road over the next 12 to 18 months to ramp up production to 200 to 250,000 units per year, which is Tesla's primary goal, and even then it will still take 4 years to burn through just the pre-orders. There's no doubt that Tesla will sell every Cybertruck they make, and for Jim Cramer to cast doubt on them selling just 50,000 doesn't seem very logical, with that being just 5% of this many pre-orders. He also thinks Ford will take the lead, but Ford's F-150 Lightning has already been on the market for 2 years, and has only sold just over 27,000 units in total. So even 50,000 Cybertrucks would be around double that, and Tesla is aiming for 4 to 5 times that each year. According to the Q3 slide deck, Tesla says they already have machinery installed to achieve a capacity of 125,000 Cybertrucks per year, which would completely trounce Ford. The Ford F-150 Lightning is supposed to be the top competitor for the Cybertruck. Ford currently holds the top position worldwide in terms of pickup trucks with the F-Series lineup and the F-150, and it's the vehicle that Cybertruck set out from day one to compete with. The Lightning is also critical for Ford to sustain its market dominance against a rapidly moving competitor like Tesla, but either production has hit a roadblock or demand has simply faltered, as actual sales of the Lightning continue to decline. A few months ago, we reported that there were at least 1,000 F-150 Lightnings sitting on dealer lots, but according to this post referencing Car Edge, it estimates that over 8,000, or almost 1/3 of all F-150 Lightnings ever produced, remain unsold on dealer lots. This presents a major counter-narrative to Ford CEO Jim Farley's plans to drastically increase F-150 Lightning production. That could pose a huge problem and translate to massive losses if the company intends to flood more vehicles into the already saturated dealerships. There could also be other problems at play here. Perhaps the dealers don't want to push them, or prices are too high, even though Ford has cut them multiple times and still loses money on each vehicle sold. Or there's actually no demand and they just can't get rid of them, which will back up into Ford just like how water overflows a clogged drain. That also may highlight an obvious weakness with the dealership model, that Ford can't gauge real consumer demand correctly or retain a relationship and feedback from the consumer with this middleman dealership sitting in between. Nevertheless, Tesla is preparing the largest assault on the pickup truck market that the industry has ever seen. Cybertruck is already appearing in roughly a dozen showrooms in North America, with lineups wrapping around the building just for people to see it. They've been driving them around various cities, and we've seen Joe Rogan, for example, fire an arrow at the truck, which barely made a dent, displaying its immense robustness, but reaching millions of viewers' eyeballs for free. Tesla's financial statements are also behaving very much in accordance with previous product launches. Typically, Tesla takes massive losses just as it's ramping up a new product, but this is usually followed by enormous profitability. In this case, however, Tesla as a company is already profitable, which masks the losses, even though Tesla highlights that Cybertruck was one of the main elements that's increasing the company's expenses at this time. However, within 12 to 18 months of ramping up, Tesla will be able to reduce spending, and simultaneously the Cybertruck will start contributing meaningfully to positive cash flow, as the company states. And so the entire company's financials are deceiving and counterintuitive to investors who mistakenly think that Tesla is having financial difficulties, which they are, but only temporarily. Tesla typically starts off selling the highest end, most profitable models first. While they may change up the number of motors in the lineup, when the truck was first announced, 41% of reservation holders chose the highest end model. With today's million pre-orders, it could take years to satisfy demand just for these. In Q2, Elon Musk called the Cybertruck a Hall of Famer, a great product, a radical product, not made in the same way that other cars are made. Tesla has basically taken its time to get the product and the strategy right. Yet it seems that the pickup truck industry has been in denial this entire time and doesn't seem to realize the impact of what's about to hit the market. So do you think, given Tesla's massive success with the Model Y, will Cybertruck surpass it in terms of sales? And will Ford be able to reinvigorate the F-150 Lightning, or is it already beginning to experience Cybertruck's impact? Be sure to explore our collection of t-shirts and merch in the description below. Please hit the like button and subscribe, we would really appreciate that. And a huge shout out to all of our patrons that help to support our channel. Your support helps us to continue to make great content. Thank you guys so much for watching.